Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 Draft Lottery for a Dynasty Fantasy Football League. A name that will be staying forever. Is that is our permanent? We're not cowards like the Washington football team. They should have stuck with that name, and we're gonna stick with ours. A Dynasty Fantasy Football League. Squib, are you ready to get this going?
I sure am. So we're going to start off with the 50-50 lottery between for the 105 and the 106. So that's between Kime, whose first round pick is owned by Ned, and also between Dave, whose first round pick is owned by Kime.
Correct, Squib. So
lots
Kime
of
will be rooting for his own pick not to win this. It really doesn't make much of a difference. We're talking about the difference between picks 5 and 6. So what the wheel lands on, that's going to be the fifth.
We're doing eliminator.
We're doing an eliminator. Okay, we did not
eliminator.
Talk this through pre-show, but I just threw the wheel up on screen. You can see the blue picks. Those are Dave's picks, which are owned by Kime, and the yellow are Kime's picks, which are owned by Ned.
We really couldn't make this any more clear.
Yeah, could not be clear. And this is for the right to Travion Henderson, perhaps. Maybe not. Maybe the right to Cam Ward.
Perhaps. Yeah, really high stakes prizes here.
Ted McMillan, if you're lucky.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they do, what they end up going with. But just to reiterate, if you are Dave, you want this wheel to land on Kime. Not that you own your first round pick anyway, but the last color standing.
Dave definitely does not care.
Dave does not care at all. So yeah, we will.
So you're going to spin it, and whatever it lands on, you're removing it from the wheel. Then you're spinning it again and again until there's only one option left.
One color standing.
So, one color standing.
Here we go. I also did do Patriots blue for Dave and Steelers yellow for Kime. So I would say Kime is the odds-on early favorite to lose. So
what does that mean?
Aaron Rodgers is leading his team, so we'll see how that goes. But all right, we're going to kick it off. And to clarify, I don't know if I'm talking about Kime's pick winning or Dave's pick owned by Kime winning.
Yeah, I don't either. So this will eliminate by barely a margin the pick Kime owns. That's how I'm going to start referring to them. We've got Kime, the pick Kime doesn't own, the pick Kime does own. I'm not sure I can say the word own anymore. I see more yellow on the wheel. Not anymore. Look at that, 50-50.
Right. 1-1 after 2 games.
Yep.
There goes one option for Kime to win, whose pick is owned by Ned. Again, could not be more clear.
That's definitely going to be blue.
And the Steelers come back in game 3.
That's right about when the Pats are going to pull out their flea flicker, which will
always work. You actually don't want to win because then your first round pick is lower. And kind of like Kime's thoughts this year where his team, he actually doesn't want them to win because he recognizes the team really needs to rebuild. Yet, they keep trading all their younger players for older players. So we'll see how this goes.
Squib, while this is spinning, I'm on KTC right now. Favored site by many, maybe hated site by many, as it looks like another yellow is coming off the board. We're tied back up 2-2. But they have it, so they have Ashton Genty for pick 1-1, which we'll get to, on a tier of his own. Then they've got Hampton, Omarion Hampton, now of the Chargers, in his own tier. And then from picks 3 through 9 is a single tier. So this
I can't believe it. Really, like I said, a lot at stake here. Do you want the 4th player in that tier or the 5th player in that tier?
Really,
I'm sure my math is right there, but again, lot at stake here.
A lot at stake.
All right. Game 5.
This is pivotal. Would you say must win or can't lose?
I would say this is can't lose.
Can't lose.
Rough look for Dave, whose pick is owned by Kime. As of right now, Kime has a 2/3 shot of winning the 5th pick, which would actually knock his first round pick down to pick 6.
Yeah.
So, game 6. Will the Steelers pull it out? It's going to be close.
Wow.
All right. We're going to game 7, folks.
Could you draw it up
7.
better than this? Some might say this is the worst way you could draw it up because we're taking the boringest pick possible and
Right.
we're extending it when we could just done this to start. Wait,
All
okay,
right.
wait. I don't know the rules here. Now, if it is picked, is it removed or is that the winner?
So usually when we've got to this, I think every single time we've done this, it's gone to game 7. And I think what we usually do is for game 7, you want it to land on you. So if you're Kime and it lands on yellow, that means you get the 5th pick in each round. But because you traded that pick to Ned, Ned gets the 5th pick, and Dave, whose pick is actually owned by Kime, would get the 6th pick.
So whatever pick this lands on, this will be the 5th pick.
Correct.
For every round, though, so Kime really actually kind of maybe does want this to be.
It depends. It depends on. I don't even know which picks he owns. He's done a bunch of trades. So
I only looked at the first round.
But yeah, we will see. Again, really high stakes here between, the 3rd and 4th guy out of that massive tier. But let's see what happens. Game 7.
Here we go. And the 5th pick will go to.
Congratulations, Kime/Ned. So with that, Kime's pick is going right into that 5th spot, whose pick is owned by Ned. Again, got to make sure that that's very clear. And then Dave falls to the 6th pick, whose pick is owned by Dave or by Kime. So,
all right. So we got that out of the way.
Ned.
And now the moment that everyone, and by everyone I mean only Mikey, has been waiting for, which is the first pick in the draft. So now the way this works, Squib, is you've got lottery balls, in this case, lottery slices, related to how bad you did. The worse you did, the more slices you have. So you'll see Mikey has 4 blue slices here. That's because he was the worst team in the Dynasty Fantasy Football League this year. So he has 4 slices. Ned, second worst team. Ned, of course, of 5th pick fame. He has 3 more slices here for a chance to get the first pick. Then Squibby has 2 slices, but guess what? Mikey owns those picks. So Mikey,
I believe that pick was from the DeAndre Hopkins trade.
That can't be real.
The infamous DeAndre Hopkins trade.
Was it just 1 for 1?
I think there might have been another 3rd round pick or something floating around in there, but I don't even know. Is DeAndre Hopkins on a team right now? I think he might be unemployed.
And then the last slice here is your own name, Squib, which I don't know.
Absolutely.
You're in a tough position because if your 1 slice hits, that's
it's
tough.
going to be. I'm in a no-win position because if I win this and the 10% chance my 1 slice comes through, there's just going to be all those collusion allegations. I mean, we have spent about an hour and a half filming this to get 6 different tries until I finally get the first pick. So no spoilers there. But yeah, it's really a no-win. I'm either going to be stuck with the 4th pick and taking the 2nd guy out of that massive tier of 8 completely mid players, or I get the 101, start a whole controversy. I get a better player, but
tier of his own.
People may quit the league if I actually got the 101. I'm pretty sure the last 2 years I've had the worst team and had the most slices, and I haven't won the lottery. So it might be pretty suspicious if the guy doing his productive struggle loses the lottery when he has 4 slices, but when he happens to have 1 slice in a draft where there's a top 10 running back, I can't even imagine what the haters are going to say. So
we'll say a lot, Squib, but an important note I want to make sure that does not go unnoticed. If you do not win, you automatically get the 4th pick in the draft. And the same goes for every pick. It gets a little slightly more complicated as we go up. For example, if Ned were to win with his 3 slices, he would get the 1st pick. Mikey would then drop to the 2nd pick. And then Mikey, who owns Squibby's pick, would still get the 3rd pick. Squib, you would get the 4th pick. So basically, they're in order from worst to best. Worst pick gets 1st pick. But if someone jumps someone, then everyone just slides down 1 slot. And then for you, Squib, it's easy because you can't be jumped. You're either 4th or 1st.
That is correct. Thank you, Josh, for explaining that. So yeah, this is not an eliminator wheel. This is just a single spin for just the first pick, and those 2 to 4.
Or Ashton Genty. Let's just say it. Let's just say it how it is.
I don't know if Mikey has a 60% shot of getting this, and he's allergic to running backs. So I'm not.
So for Travis Hunter,
dark horse for the 101 if Mikey wins is Tet McMillan, I think.
No, I think the ideal scenario here would be Mikey getting the first pick, drafting Travis Hunter, and then Travis Hunter becoming a full-time defensive back. That would be ideal.
That is true, but he is allergic to running backs, and I think he's a big believer in the anyone can play running back and don't pay running backs crowd. I know, Josh, you definitely have some similar sentiments, although you did draft a running back top 4 or 5 a year or 2 ago. So we will see what happens. Mikey famous for drafting Rome Odunze, who I believe is his 7th receiver on his team over Brock Bowers, when I think he's starting Greg Dulcich as his tight end. Mikey,
Brock Bowers now, actually.
Say what you want about Mikey, but he sticks to his board, and he doesn't overrate that positional value. So
now, really, Mikey, hopefully if Mikey can get it to land on the Squibby pick, he'll have picks 1 and 2, and then he can take Genty and
Tet McMillan.
Yeah, he can take Hunter and McMillan, or finally get some running backs and take Genty and Hampton.
Or maybe he's really high on the Patriots' new offense with Josh McDaniels, your favorite coach, coming back to the Patriots, and he decides to go off board a little bit and go with Travion Henderson. We will see, but again, we don't even know if Mikey's going to get the first pick or what's going to happen with the lottery. So I guess we should probably just kick it off before we.
Let's get to it. I'm excited.
Mikey's pick.
Enough talk. Let's spin this wheel.
Let's do it.
Oh man, I don't know who I want it to land on. Oh, the boring results. Okay.
And it is chalk. So
it's completely chalk.
Mikey will keep the first pick, followed by Ned with the second pick, followed by Squibby, whose pick is owned by Mikey in the third pick, and yours truly in the fourth pick. Looks like me and Mikey both will be taking some guys out of that tier. But yeah, congratulations to Mikey for getting rewarded for having the worst team in the league. So
by a lot.
By a pretty good margin. So we'll see. I guess we've already put out some hypothesis about what he might do, but when the draft starts, we'll have to see what happens. But to recap the full order, first pick, Mikey, again, worst team in the league.
By a lot.
Fell his way. Number 2, Ned, in the middle of his pretty strong rebuild so far. Then pick 3, Squibby / Mikey. 4 is me. 5, you'll recall that Kime won the lottery for the 5th pick, but his pick is owned by Ned. So congratulations, Ned. You'll be picking 5th. And then Dave, whose pick is owned by Kime, picking 6th. And then for the playoff teams, it'll go JB at 7, Josh at 8, Ryan at 9, Pouston at 10, whose pick is owned by Dave, Brady at 11, and then Moyer, whose pick is owned by Ned at 12. So there you got 3 first-round picks for Ned. So we'll see if he continues to hit on those picks and build up his team. I have one last segment to talk about, unless you have anything else, Josh.
No, go for it.
It's a little bit of a surprise. I decided that I was going to do this during the draft, but this is a new segment.
Okay.
This is called Commissioner Feedback of the Year Award. So the winner of this is Mikey. So this is his winning submission, and this is a direct quote. I know I bitch and moan on Discord, but 99% of what I say on there isn't serious. LOL. I really do enjoy the league. So thank you, Mikey, for that great feedback. Definitely didn't juice the lottery balls in your favor because of that. But yeah, congratulations on the inaugural Commissioner Feedback of the Year Award. So with that, I think that concludes the 2025 draft lottery. Everyone pay me if you haven't paid yet. Otherwise, I'll start sending out those requests. I think Josh hasn't paid either, so he's talking directly to you too. But I'll throw something out.
Have you paid yourself?
What'd you say?
Have you paid yourself?
I have, actually. I sent a Venmo request to myself. So
you might be the only one. Word on the street has very few have paid.
Very few, but not Mike. Mikey was one of the first to pay. So you know what? I could give another award to Mikey for being the punctuality award. But,
he's one away from winning Sportsman of the Year.
That's true. He's going for the triple crown of fantasy football commissioner awarded awards, I guess. So yeah, we'll send something out to get the schedule probably beginning of August, and yeah, we'll see you later, everybody. Good luck to everyone except for Moyer.
Yeah, I agree. Good luck to everyone except for Moyer.
Except for Moyer. All right.
Except for Moyer.